All right, hello.
Hi.
This is Jessy Hendickx, and today we're going to be discussing her current position and title. So if you want to go ahead and tell us that first.
Okay, right now I'm a lecturer at Kent State University in the ESL Center in the English department.
All right, so you teach English to international students?
Yes.
All right, and have you ever taught anywhere else before?
Yes, I taught in South Korea for 4 years.
All right, and how do you think that compares to where you teach now?
Well, in South Korea, when you're teaching English overseas, it's called English as a foreign language.
Right.
And when you're teaching English here, it's called English as a second language.
All right.
So it's kind of like when you study Spanish, how teachers teach.
Gotcha.
That's kind of how I had to change.
All right, and when you were there, did you have to cope at all with culture shock?
Yes. Maybe the first year that I was there was a little difficult, but after you stay longer, you acculturate.
All right, great.
So,
and what would you say was the most different thing there than is here in America?
Probably that it's more of a patriarchal culture, which means that men are more respected than women.
Oh, okay.
And so here, it's changed about that. Women are almost equal to men now in some aspects. So that was a big deal for me.
All right. And did that make teaching difficult for you there?
Sometimes, yeah. I had behavior issues sometimes.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Was that with male students or male colleagues?
Mostly male students.
All right. Is there anything that you miss about South Korea now?
Yeah, I miss the culture, and I liked the location of where it is in the world because it's near lots of interesting places to travel to.
Right.
And, of course, I miss the food.
Yeah. So you enjoy traveling, you'd say?
Yes.
Cool. When you first traveled for your first time ever, was that for personal reasons or for work?
The first time I traveled was when I was in high school. It was actually when I went overseas on an airplane, if you call that traveling. It was when I graduated from college. My parents sent me there for a graduation gift.
Oh, that's fun.
And so I went to Italy and stayed there for a few months.
I love Italy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That was my first time.
So when you were in South Korea, do you think the culture generally accepted you?
Yeah, because I was a teacher.
Gotcha.
And the Koreans really respect teachers and education.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think you bonded with the other teachers you taught with?
Yeah. They were very warm and friendly and open and respectful. So
cool.
I built lots of good friendships.
So are you still friends with some of them now?
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Okay. And so do you think that career, your starting point in South Korea, lead you to where you are now with your current job?
Yeah, most definitely. It was kind of the springboard that led me to this future employment here.
Sure.
So.
Do you want to try to go through your career path with me now?
Sure.
Can we start at South Korea and then end up where you are now?
Sure. Okay, so you want the dates and everything, or just the jobs?
You can just go through your jobs.
Okay, good. My first job was teaching when I came back from South Korea. Actually, I taught at Ohio State University as an adjunct faculty member in their ESL department. Actually, we were staff at Ohio State, but as an adjunct person there for 2 years.
Okay.
And I also taught at Mount Vernon Nazarene University as an adjunct faculty member in the English department at that time. So I was commuting back and forth for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then there's a position at Ohio University, and I applied for it and got it. And I worked there for about 8 years teaching ESL as an English department or linguistics department faculty member there. And then after about 8 years, I decided to make a change because I have done everything you could do. I kind of reached a dead end at that point in my career. And so I decided to go to a different place to teach, to try to get different experience.
That's great. Which
led me to my current position at Kent State.
Wonderful. What would you say at your current position is the most challenging part of your job?
Probably dealing with students lately it's been pretty stressful.
I see.
So probably students who don't want to learn and students who only care about the grade. That's
difficult.
Yeah.
So working with those current students, is there anything that you like about them that might be different than traditional students?
Yeah, I like learning about the cultures, and you never get, not that teaching traditional students is boring, but that makes it exciting because you feel like you're going to work in a different country, even though you're in your own country.
That is fun.
So.
Okay, so here's the question that might be a little difficult to follow, so I'll try to go through it, and then if it's all right, then we'll just go through and answer it. How would you compare working with the international students here versus working with students in their own country?
Well, here they're more. Well, they should speak they should speak English more here because they're immersed in the culture in which the target language that you're trying to teach is spoken.
Right.
And so they're more likely to use it on a daily basis. Whereas in Korea, you're teaching English as a foreign language, so they go home and they speak Korean.
That makes sense.
So they spoke English less. And that was kind of a challenge too. But here, they also like to go home and speak their native language. But I still think they speak English more here.
Okay, cool.
So.
And how would you think maybe that these experiences that you've had would lead you to find a new job? Maybe not in the teaching aspects.
Corporations look for sometimes corporate trainers. They look for. I recently inquired in insurance companies. Well, I put my CV on Monster. Shh, the secret. And insurance companies have been emailing me about managerial positions, which I was very surprised.
That is interesting.
Because they like the education background. Huh. They also like the intercultural background because, working with the workforce is changing and you're going to work with different nationalities and they like that aspect. So they've been contacting me, which I was surprised.
That's cool.
And then I also have a background of library work. Oh. And so I'm kind of looking in that area.
That's fun.
We'll see.
Would you ever consider switching career paths then?
Definitely.
Definitely?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think to close out, I think the last question I have is, how do you think that all these experiences together have impacted your life?
I think that all these experiences have made me a more a well-rounded person who is open to different challenges. When you go outside of your comfort zone, like going to a different country, you realize a lot about yourself. You learn that you can handle things that you've never handled before. You learn that you can adapt easily, you can and communicate easily. So I think it's helped me in those ways in my life so far.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.